If you want to be elite, there's only two ways to do it. You must have an elite mindset, but you must develop an elite skill set. Mindset and skill set. On my way to the NBA, I figured this out. Elite ball players had an elite mindset, incredibly confident, mentally tough, but they developed skill set. That's Michael Jordan. Mindset, skill set. LeBron James, mindset, skill set. Come on, Tiger Woods, mindset, skill set. So if you're going to be elite, you must develop an elite mindset, and you must develop an elite skill set. When I left sports, I had the right mindset. But in business, I had no skill set. I had to learn business. And as I developed my skill set in business, guess what happened? The money showed up. So if you want to be elite in business, if you want to get the bag, if you want to make a lot of money, hear me clearly, you must develop an elite mindset. I knew I was going to be a millionaire. I knew it. I told my wife, we're going to make more money in business than we did in sports. But I also understood that I must develop business skill set. And once my business skill set began to match my mental mindset, the money showed up and I became elite in a very different industry. You can do the same thing. All industries are lucrative. What every industry you're in right now is lucrative, but you have to develop an elite mindset. And we're going to help you with it right now in a couple of minutes, but you must develop a skill set. That's the difference. You can have a mindset with no skill set. It's hard to make money. You must have both mindset and skill set. So when I think about mindset, it's about being locked in. You must be completely locked in on whatever your goals is. A shark goes into a trance. Do you know that? Once a shark sees its goal, like another fish or your leg, I'm joking, it goes into a trance. And literally nothing else matters until it devours its prey. I have played against Michael Jordan. That dude was trance-like. You're around successful people. If you're ever around successful people, trust me, they get focused. And I have business people all the time say, Walter, I'm so sorry it took me so long to get back to you. I'm not offended because I know you're a shark and you've gone into a trance. I work with billionaires. We're coaching multimillionaires and billionaires. I'm never offended when they don't get back to me because I go in trances myself. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't call him back. Oh, I didn't get back to him. Why? I was in a trance. I had to close a deal. I was working on a new course. I was writing a new book. It's trance-like. It's gotta get you thinking about how you can get locked in mentally. You wanna go into medical school? You gotta go into a trance. You wanna be a millionaire? You gotta go into a trance. You wanna launch a new company? Come on. You have to be able to lock in your mindset. And just like a shark, go into a trance. But your skill set, it's a learned competency. I had to work on basketball for 15 years before I became a pro. I had to work on my handles, I had to work on my jump shot, I had to get my body ready, I had to learn the game of basketball. Literally, it took 15 years for me to master basketball enough where I can go have a cup of coffee in the NBA. Right? 15 years of work, of labor, working on a skill set. I got a good buddy of mine, Tim Hardaway. We grew up together in Chicago. He teases me. He jokes with me. He says, Walter, I grew up with you, bro. You were in the gym. You never got picked first. It wasn't like you were special in the gym. You were all right, but man, how'd you make it to the league, Walter? I'm proud of you. I got mad respect for you, but I was there, dude. You were average. I said, Tim, I just stayed in the gym. I just stayed in the gym and I kept working. I just stayed in the gym. I kept working with my handles, working with my shot. Tim, I grew up with you. You were natural, bro. Like from day one, you were born. You were gifted to play in the NBA. Me, I had to work. I had to work at it. I had a decent amount of talent, but I had to really develop my skill just to get good enough to have a cup of coffee. I played 3 years in the NBA. That's an average NBA career. So I got a chance to have an average NBA career because I stayed in the gym, Tim, and I worked at my work. So skill set is a learned competency that you must be willing to put the time in until your skill level increases. It might not take you 15 years. But let me tell you something. You got to work on your mindset. You have to work on your skill set. And I promise you, as you develop both at an elite level, the money will show up, the respect will show up, the opportunity will show up. Talent is inherited, but skill is developed. Hear me clearly. I just dropped the mic on you. I don't know if you felt it. Talent is inherited, but skill is developed, okay? You got to develop skill. If you don't, I don't care how talented you are. I grew up in Chicago, and Tim is right. There was a bunch of guys in the gym more talented than me, but they never developed the skill, and that's why they didn't play in the NBA or They didn't play in the NBA as long as they should have based on their talent. So talent is not enough. You have to develop the skill. Sharks are skilled hunters. If they get you in their eyesight, it's over. It's a wrap. Why? Because they have the mindset of a shark and they develop the skill set of the shark. We've used the shark mindset with Jersey Mike's, sold for $8 billion. Peter Cancro, the founder, is like my brother. Let me tell you something. He bought everybody a copy of Swim. All the franchisees have it. They understand the shark, the suckerfish, and the parasite, and they understand the sacred six, and I'm going to teach you that in a moment. Dave's Hot Chicken, they know it too. They bought all their franchisees a book. They read the book, brought me back in multiple times. We baked the shark mindset into their culture. They just sold for $1 billion. NAFA, I am the Chief Motivational Officer for NAFA, which is the National Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors. We are teaching financial advisors how to operate like sharks with the mindset and the skill set of a shark. We are training financial advisors how to attack the marketplace and grow their book of business. Here's the truth, it's tough out here. Financial advisors are 100% commission. If they don't get enough of business under their management, they can't feed themselves, they can't survive. About 90% of our financial advisors and insurance agents fall away. They don't stick and do it full time. So we've come inside of NAFA and partnered with them, and we're doing amazing training for financial advisors and insurance agents who are members of NAFA so that they can go out like sharks and go build a great book of business. Here's the sacred six, and I'm done. Are you guys ready? Now, you've heard about the shark mindset. You've seen the fresh gear. You might have seen the hat that I wear. We got backpacks. We got golf bags, man. It is bananas. We have sales forces that are using shark mindset swag as incentive for their sales team because we're teaching sales reps the sacred six. You don't have to be in sales, but you have to operate this way because sharks move different. So if you're ready, let's go. And this is how you got to move. Sharks never stop moving forward or they die. The way God made them. They don't get oxygen in their lungs by standing still. They have to move to breathe. Now that's a great metaphor for you because every day as you move in your life, in your industry, that's going to give you more life. Why? Because you're advancing, you're making progress. So I don't care if it's a baby step, it's still progress. So every day, the way you have to move, every day make progress. Well, I want to be an entrepreneur. Cool. Every day, let's make some progress. Baby steps. Go buy the website. Go get the domain name. That's a baby step, right? Go get registered with the Secretary of State, your business name. Those are steps in the right direction. I don't care, make progress every single day. My wife and I, we've been in business for 25 years. And every day, as long as we make progress, 25 years of progress is transformational. So every day, all you got to do is make progress. The level of progress or the amount of progress is going to dictate how big your bag is, okay? So a guy like Elon Musk or this neighborhood I live in has 6 billionaires. These men and women have made tremendous progress, like in 3 months, 6 months, a year. I mean, I'm telling you, so your speed of your movement, okay? Speed is power, but sharks never stop moving forward. I want you to move like a shark, and every single day, no matter what, make progress moving forward. You can't afford to stand still, and you definitely can't afford to go backwards. In fact, if a shark goes backwards, it will actually suffocate. So a beautiful thing, when you think about shark mindset, sharks never stop moving forward or they die. Here's the next one. Sharks never look down, they only look up. What does that mean? Sharks are always looking for opportunities. Sharks always get their head on a swivel. Sharks never look down, which means they're incredibly positive and they don't get distracted by anything petty. So every day, you should be looking for opportunities. You should be looking what God is doing through you, for you. You should be looking for new friends, new connections, new opportunities, new partnerships, new vendors, new employees. Every single day, man, this whole world is waiting for you to wake up and be relentless like a shark. Never stop moving forward, but you got to be positive. I've been around so many people, and let me tell you something. It's biblical. As a man thinks, so is he. So if you think you're screwed, right? If you think you were born on the wrong side of the tracks, if you think you can't make progress because you're black or you're too young. I've had people say I'm too short, I'm too old. I'm like, I mean, that's an excuse, bro. That's an excuse, sis. The truth is, what are your eyes focused on? Because what you dwell on, you dwell in. And let me tell you something. Whatever your eyes see, that's your life. It's biblical. I will bless you as far as your eyes can see. A shark has incredible vision. They never look down. They only look up. We can call that faith. We can call that optimism. We can call that whatever you want to call it. But being negative, being critical, being pessimistic is no good for your future. It's no good for your attitude. It's no good for your health. A happy spirit does a body good like medicine. Sharks are always looking for prey, and they're always looking for opportunities, and they have great eye discipline. What are you focused on right now? I know people I grew up with in Chicago, all they saw was welfare. What did they get? Welfare. I had friends in those same neighborhoods, in those same schools, saw medical school and they became doctors. They saw law school, became lawyers. They saw NFL and became #1 picks. They saw the NBA and they got to the NBA. They saw business after the NBA. And I'm telling you, I told my wife and anybody, listen, I'm going to make more money in business than I am in sports. And people looked at me like I was crazy. But yo, dude, I'm a shark. And that's what I saw. And I want you to understand, your vision is important because without a vision, people perish. Without a vision, companies perish. Sharks are curious and always learning. Simply put, sharks are the smartest fish in the ocean. So think about it. They work harder than every other fish. They're very optimistic and very focused like every other fish. And they're the smartest fish in the ocean. They're the boss. They're the apex predator because of those three things. I got 3 more to share, but those 3 things. What if you became relentless? What if you focused on the right thing? What if you never look down, only look up? What if you became the smartest person in your industry? What if you became the smartest person in technology? What if you became the smartest person in insurance? What if you became the smartest person in private equity? Whatever your industry is, what if you became the wisest person in that industry? Solomon, read it in the Bible. He was the wisest man. But for a season, he was also the richest man. So being smart and wealthy go hand in hand. Sharks are curious and always learning. Number 4, sharks respect the environment and recognize other sharks. Simply put, everywhere you go, leave it in better shape. Your school should be in better shape. Your company should be in better shape. Your department should be in better shape. Sharks respect the environment. They manage the ecosystem. They don't live to eat. They just eat to live. In fact, they don't even like to eat humans. Jaws was a lie. They might bite us because they're curious, but they spit us out because they don't like the way we taste, okay? They're not out there just doing mad carnage. A shark respects the ocean. They manage the ecosystem. Let me tell you something. They bite us because they're curious, and some of us look a little portly like a seal, and they get confused sometimes. But sharks recognize their environment, and they recognize other sharks. You never see sharks kill each other, and here's why. They understand abundance. They realize, man, there's so many fish in the sea. Me and you don't have to fight. So don't be jealous. Don't be envious. There's tons of opportunity out here. You don't need to be a hater. You don't need to be jealous. You don't need to be envious. You don't need to go down that route. The only way you get jealous or envious is because you don't believe God can bless you. That's the only way. If you understand abundance, what can happen for your brother can happen for you. What happened for your sister can happen for you. What happened to your boyfriend, girlfriend, ex, it can happen for you. Don't ever be jealous. You don't have to attack anybody else because whatever you want out of life, God can bless you, and it's biblical. God says, I will bless you as far as your eyes can see. And when you get jealous and envious, it's only because you don't really believe God can bless you. Sharks understand abundance, so they never attack each other, and they always respect and recognize each other, which means they got good fellowship. Sharks hang in what we call shivers. Sharks roll together because iron sharpens iron. Get you a good crew. Get you some good guys around you that are ambitious and focused and doing the right thing. Stay away from knuckleheads. Get young ladies around you that are ambitious, looking for the right thing. Let me tell you something. Your fellowship is everything because iron sharpens iron. If you hang around some plastic, you're not going to become the best version of you. What does that mean? Iron sharpens iron. I'm going to help you with your life, and you're going to help me with my life. Why? Because we have different virtues. What's important to you, I'm going to teach you what's important to you, to me, and you're going to teach me what's important to you. And together, we can influence each other because you just had time with people in your life, and they influence you in certain ways. And you've never been the same person because of someone else's virtue, but you should be teaching them your virtue, and together, you were able to strengthen and mold each other. Iron sharpens iron. You mold each other through each other's virtue, okay? So sharks always respect their environment, and they recognize other sharks. Here's 2 more of the shark mindset, and I'm out. Sharks are made of cartilage. Every other fish in the ocean has bones. If you have bones, you're rigid. But sharks are running that ocean for 400 million years, basically, because they're made out of cartilage, which means they're adaptable. If something is not working, shift. pivot, change. I remember when COVID hit. Peter Cancro, the founder of Jersey Mike's, called me. He had just read the book Swim. He says, Walter, I'm a shark, man. COVID hit. Here's how I'm going to pivot. Through COVID, we're going to feed all first responders. And we're going to feed all essential workers for free. And we're going to give every customer a 50% discount. And I'm going to back up my franchisees on a discount. What do you think, Walter? I'm like, Peter Cancro, sounds great to me. Jersey Mike's pivoted right away through COVID, and the rest is history. I'm telling you, that adversity, and they pivoted at the right time, the right way. Jersey Mike's got on a whole other plane, and now they are completely destroying their industry, and they sit at the top of the food chain. You can sit at the top of your food chain no matter what industry you're in, but you have to think like a shark. If it ain't working, pivot, change, shift. There's a certain species of shark. They can operate in fresh water or soft water. All they need is water. I love it. That's a let me out the car mentality. You know, I don't care if you let me out the car in the suburbs, I'm good. I don't care if you drop me off in the city. I don't care if you drop me off in Italy, Greece, or Venezuela. Just let me out the car. That's the shark's mentality. They adapt to their environment. So don't you look up there and say, well, you know, I need to be, I just gotta be in a city. You know what, be a shark. Or I need to be in small towns. You know what, be a shark. Well, you know, I just gotta get back home. I'm not comfortable here. You know, I'm homesick. Sharks adapt to their environment. They are very, very flexible, and that's why they've been an apex predator for a long, long time. If it ain't working, pivot, change, and shift. For most of us, the best thing you can do is leave home. The best thing you can do is get away from mom and dad and mama's house and your cousins and everybody who's keeping you thinking the same way, operating the same way, relating to you the same way. The best thing you can do to grow is moving, leaving, and getting to a new environment so you can become somebody different. I grew up in Chicago, went to Minneapolis for school. Perfect environment for me. Similar to Chicago, much smaller, way different environment, and I grew tremendously in a different environment. Why? Because I left home of Chicago and got to a new environment, and I became flexible, and I came back a very different person, a better person. So here's what you gotta do. If it ain't working for you, change, pivot, shift. That's what sharks do, and that's why they run the ocean. Finally, the sixth of the sacred six, sharks elevate suckerfish. What does that mean? Sharks understand that when a suckerfish connects to me, my job is to take them places that they can't take themselves. Simply put, I want you to mentor somebody else. Stop being about you. Stop being selfish. Stop always looking for a mentor. When's the last time you mentored somebody else? Remember, sharks, suckerfish, and parasites. If you never mentor somebody else, and you're always a suckerfish, you always are taking, you never give value back to somebody else. Someone asked me yesterday, Walter, what's the difference between a suckerfish and a parasite? Great question. The truth is, a suckerfish adds value to the shark. The parasite takes and never gives. We can get confused. Or sometimes being a suckerfish, you can easily turn into a parasite if you stop giving value back. Now, you might have heard me say parasite. So, oh, no, Walter, that ain't me. No, okay. Let's take a deeper look. It might be you sometimes. Sharks understand my job is to elevate my suckerfish. My life has never been the same until I started coaching. You know, when I was a basketball player, that was for me. And people ask me all the time, do you miss basketball? Oh, no, not at all. Why? One, I make more money. And two, I'm able to help people. Basketball was for me. Now, doing what I do, I get a chance to help you. So that's the Sacred Six. Thank you for spending time with me today. I wanted you to understand what the shark mindset is all about. And I just broke down the Sacred Six, and that's how sharks move. And I promise you, if you incorporate the Sacred Six into your life, you're gonna move different, and you're gonna get to your best life, and you're gonna have all your dreams come true. So review, sharks never stop moving forward or they die. Sharks never look down, they always look up. Sharks are curious and always learning. Sharks respect their environment and they recognize other sharks. Sharks are made of cartilage, which means they're flexible. And finally, sharks always elevate their suckerfish. If you start moving like that, if the Sacred Six become a part of you, trust me, your life will never be the same. This has been Walter Bond. Thank you for tuning in to the Shark Mindset. We got gear, we got swag. Come join our community. Become a shark guru. We're looking for people to come and become ambassadors and spread the love all around. We got people in Australia, we got people in England, we got people all over the world loving the shark mindset. Grab you some gear, become a guru. And if you don't want to be a guru, you can become a coach. And guess what? You can make a living as a shark mindset coach. We're selling curriculum to school districts. We're doing all kind of cool stuff with sales forces. It's really, really awesome what the shark mindset has become, because I realize that people want to be successful, and sometimes they just don't know how. It's all about your mindset. It's all about the skill set. And trust me when I say this, sharks move different. So if you move like a shark, incorporate the Sacred Six, I promise you, your life will never be the same. God bless you, and see you soon.